Hello, it's a good evening and Merry Christmas to you all watching Camnet Television Main News. To present, my name is Jeffrey Ziambo. Our top stories in the news tonight: criminals terrorize KABWE'S High Ridge residential area. The Human Rights Commission hails President Hakainde Hichilema for repealing retrogressive laws. Government re-echoes its commitment to address the health infrastructure challenges. In international news, DRC forces describe M23 withdrawal as a decoy. And in sports news, Spurs boss Conte may rest all his World Cup stars.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, down lights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962-642-490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Hello once again, another news in detail. High Ridge residential area in KABWE has seen an upswing in house breakings and theft of ZESCO service cables, in which unknown criminals have stolen over 10 service cables from separate homes in a day. And residents have attributed the increased crime rate to a lack of police presence in the area and the high cost of living the country is experiencing. Meanwhile, Central Province Police Commanding Officer David Chilashe has appealed to the public to report suspected criminal activities to the police.
There are so many thieves in this area. Where they're coming from, we are not very much sure. When they come, even during the day, they come, they steal anything that they just find outside there.
So ikebonji kete ibabikire pasandi. Lelo bushiku kuma 24 hours bachiba. Noma chirempa pisha coffee pakuiba. Amalaiti area.
It's not only the cutting of the cables, the grill doors, anything, the shoes, anything, clothes they are stealing.
However, it is our earnest appeal to our members of the public, members of the communities, that these installations belong to them. If somebody steals a cable, it's your house that will not have power. Please report them as quickly as you can to either ZESCO or the police or any utility company that may be concerned.
Mumbwa Town Council Chairperson Charlie Masumo has challenged mothers across the country to be taking their sick babies to recommended health facilities for medical attention as opposed to traditional doctors. Speaking to Camnet TV News when he donated Christmas hampers to 8 newly born babies at Mumbwa District Hospital, Mr. Masumo says newborns are future leaders, hence the need to ensure they are taken care of for them to grow into responsible citizens. The council chairperson has also called on health workers to be professional during the execution of their duties. Details in the following report.
Mumbwa Town Council Charlie Masumo has donated Christmas hampers to newly born babies at Mumbwa District Hospital and says his gesture is a reflection of the birth of Jesus.
Here at the Mumbwa District Hospital, where we are donating hampers to the newly born babies, the babies who are born at Christmas. So far, we have 8 that we have received. We have 4 boys and 4 girls. I can advise the mothers that they should look after them carefully. They should be taking them to under 5 clinic. We believe that these are our future leaders. They should be taken care of. And I believe that actually, even next year, we will come and do the same. This is actually the program that we are showing a spirit of love to the mothers, to the babies that have been born on Christmas Day.
Witnessing the donation on behalf of the hospital management is Mumbwa District Health Director Dr. Clementina Piri, who has a word of encouragement to the mothers.
they should make sure that they take their children for under 5. They make sure that whenever their children are not well, they rush with them to the hospitals. They avoid going to witch doctors, and they make sure that their health is something that they are taking as a priority. So we are really grateful because his words are going to go a long way in improving the health-seeking behavior of our people. And as a management, we know that this is just one of the signs of how good we are working together with the council. And we pray that this continues. So far, we have 8 that are there. We have 4 boys and 4 girls, though within a short time, we have those that are in advanced labor. Within maybe an hour or so, we might have 4 more that will be born.
And mothers have praised the council chairperson for the gesture and have since assured him to take care of their babies till they grow up to become responsible citizens in their communities.
Ziko kulia wabanipaza gift ya birthday ya mwana Christmas mlongo wa mdarise na pasa kwa ule ndio watu pamoja wa Christmas
Matthias Chewe, Camnet News, Mambua.
Local Government and Rural Development Minister Gary Nkombo says government is doing everything possible to address the health infrastructure and service deficit in the wake of the growing population. Mr. Nkombo made the remarks when he handed over Christmas hampers that were donated by First Lady Mutinta Hichilema to babies at Chipata Level 1 Hospital in Lusaka. By 10:30 hours, 13 Christmas babies were born at the facility, among them 9 boys and 4 girls. At the same facility, Triumph Foundation founder Hola Kunda underscored the need to share happiness on Christmas as a way of reflecting on the birth of Jesus Christ.
The reason for the season is love, peace and joy, and sharing to reflect on the birth of Jesus Christ, although others choose to misinterpret the holiday by indulging in illicit activities. As per tradition, in Zambia, Christmas babies receive gifts from well-wishers, and in Lusaka, Local Government and Rural Development Minister Gary Nkombo led various stakeholders in donating assorted items to Christmas babies at Chipata First Level Hospital on behalf of the First Lady Mutinta Hichilema. By 10:30 hours, the facility had 13 Christmas babies, who include 9 boys and 4 girls.
So I want to maybe start by thanking the First Lady for the kind hearts that she has demonstrated. I'm informed that this is not the only area that she has reached out today. I'm told there are several others, so I have been assigned to come and represent her. And Alliance Triumph Foundation, really the kindness that you are showing, Madam, to reach out to people who are in need and who are at times stressed, because the act of giving life can be stressful. It's very commendable, and please continue your work. And as government, we can only say that we need more like you.
Also presenting hampers to Christmas babies alongside the minister was the Triumph Foundation.
Here at Chipata Clinic every Tuesday, where we make sure that everyone has to be given food. That's our main assignment that we do as partners with the government. So we come here like every week to make sure that we feed the sick. And today has been a special day, as we are all celebrating the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ. So we are also witnessing the new born babies that have come. We also brought in some hampers just to present unto them so that we celebrate together.
And the Triumph Foundation founder Hola Kunda says Christmas is a time of sharing, as she affirmed continued support to the health facility.
The little blessing which God has given me have to be a blessing to that somebody out there who really wants a blessing, so that we have it all. But the little thing, we believe in love, we believe in sowing the seed of love. So today, as we are celebrating the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ, we said we should celebrate it in a different style. We gave out hampers to the babies, and I think that's an achievement for Triumph Foundation. I can say God has been faithful in the year 2022. do. And as we have already made a theme for 2023 to say, it's a God of a second chance. He has given us a second chance.
They have been our all-weather friend. They provide meals every Tuesday for all inpatients, that is IPD, as well as post-operative and labor ward. And then in all the events, they've always come out. And today we are very happy because they've come to celebrate Christmas with us. They've come and they've brought hampers for their Christmas babies. And I think this is a very good gesture. We are very grateful.
Meanwhile, Chipata First Level Hospital Medical Superintendent Mata expressed gratitude for the gesture, further stating that the hospital has a high delivery rate of 700 babies monthly.
We deliver on average between 25 to 30 babies every day at this facility, giving us a monthly average of 700 babies every month. So we are happy to deliver these babies. We want mothers to deliver in health facilities, and we're happy to take care of them, and we're very privileged for the support that you have rendered to us on this Christmas Day.
Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
The Advocates for National Development and Democracy organization has advised the government to improve the administration of the agriculture sector in the year 2023. The organization executive director Samuel Banda says what has transpired in this year, such as the late delivery of farming inputs, must be used as a lesson in order to do things better. Mr. Banda is disappointed that the UPND government has failed to live to its promise of ensuring efficiency in farming procurement and distribution, despite promising to be better than the previous administration while in opposition. Mr. Banda says if the country is to achieve sustainable food production, the agriculture sector cannot be compromised.
We wish to state that agriculture is the main driver of our economy. Agriculture is one of the sectors which employs the majority of our brothers and sisters, more especially in the rural area. Agriculture is one of the major contributors of our GDP. Hence, it is very important that the New Dawn government comes up with good policies to ensure good management of the agriculture sector, more especially in the distribution of farming imports. This year we want to say that we've been saddened by the way the New Dawn government has managed FISIP. A late distribution of farming inputs, which we believe that this will affect the production of crop next year. This will affect the prices of food on the market, because we believe the scarcity of food on the market contributes to the high prices of food, which is not good for our country. Hence, it is very important that in the coming farming season, the New Dawn government should put good measures, distribute farming inputs on time, ensures that they come up with systems that ensure that our people, the farmers, have easy access to farming inputs.
The opposition National Restoration Party, NAREP, has backed the decision by the Director of Public Prosecutions, Gilbert Perry, to revoke the immunity granted to former KCM provisional liquidator, Milingo Lungu. NAREP Deputy Secretary General Martin Mulenga says KCM was marred in alleged corruption at the time the liquidator took over. Mr. Mulenga says the decision to strip Mr. Lungu the immunity will enable him to defend his actions as provisional liquidator. He notes that Mr. Lungu needs to exculpate himself through the courts of law.
People actually were saying that this company was used as a conduit for corruption. So the stripping off the immunity of Milingo Lungu is the right thing that the DPP has done. We now want to see Milingo Lungu account for the actions that he took at the time that he was a liquidator at KCM. And we want every transaction, especially those that could have been suspected to have been given to the Patriotic Fund, be investigated. The Zambian people want to know what the contracts were, how much money was involved in those contracts, and what kind of things did they supply. The Zambian people know that the PF were known for corruption. So we want him to exonerate himself through the courts of law. And we want the report to come out to know who were the big suppliers in the KCM. We know that Zambians have got the right to supply, but we know that under the PF, everything and much of the thing that they were doing was to do with corruption. Corruption was endemic under the Patriotic Front, and KCM was not an exception. So we want Milingolungu to account for his deeds at a time that he was appointed liquidator under KCM. And the DPP for having made the right decision to strip him of his immunity, we commend him because he did the right thing.
The Human Rights Commission has described the replacement of the death penalty with life imprisonment as a landmark development towards enhancing the fundamental right to life. Last week, Thursday, President of the Republic of Zambia, President Hakainde Hichilema, assented to the Penal Code Amendment Bill number 25 of 2022 that replaced the death penalty with life imprisonment and replaced the offense of defamation of the President. The Commission says the signing into law of the bill is a hallmark of decisive leadership that has now settled the abolition of the death penalty that has been in suspense for the past 25 years since executions were last carried out in 1997. The Commission further says the abolition of the death penalty through the amendment of the Penal Code Act Chapter 87 of the laws of Zambia is in line with the global trend of abolishing the cruel and inhuman practice by amending subsidiary law that prescribe offences that attract a penalty of death.
The Commission also wishes to commend the President for repealing the criminal defamation of the President offense, which has been undermining freedom of expression and media freedoms for many years. The fact that the President has amended this law at a time when there are isolated but incessant cases of abuse of freedom of expression against the President demonstrates that the President has put national interest above self-interest. That too must be commendable. But we also call upon rights holders, various interest groups to ensure that we refrain from deliberately abusing freedom of expression, but we should enjoy that right in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution and other human rights instruments that provides that freedom of expression, which is not absolute in nature. It has exceptions under which it can be legitimately be limited.
Mansa District Commissioner Irene Chivweta has praised Mobile Champion for providing opportunities for digital technology such as phones and its accessories to the residents of Mansa, which she says will result in more locals having disposable income. She says the multiplier effect of this development is a contribution to the economic growth of not only Mansa but the country as a whole. And speaking when he launched the shop, Mansa Mayor Njiko Musukwa says the launch was not just about providing quality products, but also contributing to the much-needed revenue to the council through levies. He notes that Mobile Champion has invested a significant 2.5 million kwacha towards the shop, an investment that needs to be supported and protected for it to succeed. Meanwhile, Mobile Champion digital marketer Dylan Mwansa has pledged the company's commitment to ensuring that the people of Mansa receive the highest quality products and services. Mr. Mwansa says the company will provide free repairs for all gadgets purchased at the shop within the first month of buying them. One of the first customers at the shop, Mansa Deputy Mayor Zebron Kulelwa, praised the company for offering the highest quality products at the lowest prices.
Mobile Champion here in Mansa. This is a clear demonstration of my government's commitment to providing an enabling environment for private sector partnership in the provision of mobile services as close to the people as possible. This is a momentous day in our district. Opening of Mobile Champion has provided hope to our people in Mansa district and Wapra province as a whole. The opening of this mobile champion in Masa will create direct and indirect employment to our young people in Wapla province.
Ukuisa kwaba mobile champion na tushokutila ama products wakwata ukwai abena Mansa bala kwata ko ichakani. Not only the people of Mansa, but the people of Wapula. Ladies and gentlemen, this move by Mobile Champion is not just about providing products and services to the people of Mansa, but also contributing to the much needed revenues to the local authority. Mukwai nokwisa kwa Mobile Champion na tushokutila government chayakakwanishe kuingisha abunsa abantu amachitopa mukuma. Echo ngana tukwata ma companies yandi areisa mu Mansa nichina tushwa na abambi abantu mu Mansa bala kwatako amachito. Nabo bala kwata kwa apa kuma ko kuboko.
Okay, so mukatuma kwatama original technophones, Infinix, Itel, and kwatama Oraimo charges, Samsung, Joseph Omolefwa, and then Huzuma Votevela Privati, Fonye Nunga Mwashta, and then Yaonaika, within 1 year, Kumari Busha Tongi for free. Mama, so I'm going to make sure Mwashta Masita and see so that Joseph Omolefwa. Na kulifanya video maximum out is na yona ikakumasa lukisha kwa so point. So kwa kulawa kema sana na mbele ukapiga kwa isura sheko kwa mrefu kuli discount kulina ama gift kwa mrefu.
This is Camnet TV and not just another channel. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more news after the break.
In our quest to serve nations and develop Africa, Savenda is investing in the agriculture sector so as to produce supply for both local and international markets, housing over 12,000 pullets that are nurtured and fed with our locally made stock feed that comes from our own locally grown maize and soya beans, all processed from our recently installed milling and mixing plant. Our over 95,000 layers have an output capacity of over 1,500 trays of fresh eggs per day that are carefully selected and packaged for all the leading stores and supermarkets nationwide. Our greenhouses are fitted with the latest irrigation system, and the seedlings are nurtured to ensure only healthy plants reach the fields. With our deliberate planting schedule, we are better placed to supply constantly without interruption, thus reliable. Savenda Farms is also changing lives of its dedicated workforce drawn from the local community and beyond. So the next time you think fresh and green, think Savenda Farms.
Your skin is the biggest muscle in your body. That's why we make sure that Oracle is #1 when it comes to taking care of your precious skin. Oracle Pure Petroleum Jelly and Glycerin soothes, moisturizes and keeps your skin perfect. Oracle Pure Petroleum products for that perfect skin.
Good news, good news. The rains have started. You need to plan your future. Generational wealth is the way to go. Has grafted avocado plants fruiting within 2 to 3 years for sale at only 90 kwacha each, and ordinary avocados at only 45 kwacha each. Contact us on 0979 753010 or 0962 965 883. We are open from 8 hours to 17 hours, Monday to Friday, at Healing Word Ministries International in Ibex Hill, opposite Hilltop Hospital.
Welcome back. We continue with our news. 380 farmer households in Kazungula district have been gifted with goats to increase their incomes and improve their living standards. Southern Province Senior Land Husbandry Officer Nkanga Hantumbu says most of the beneficiaries are youths, widows and persons with disabilities. Mr. Hantumbu said the goats were distributed to beneficiary farmers by the Strengthening Climate Resilience in Agricultural Livelihoods in Agroecological Regions 1 and 2 Skrala project. And Ambiani Mbalengu 31, a youth beneficiary in Siamulunga village, says from the 5 goats he received, his goats have increased to 64 after 2 years. Lawrence Kabutu of Nais reports.
Goat rearing is a lucrative business enterprise as it has higher returns within a short period owing to the fact that these small livestock can reproduce twice within a year. In Kazungula district, 380 farmer households have been gifted with goats to increase their incomes and improve their living standards. Southern Province Senior Land Husbandry Officer Nkanga Hantumbu says most of the beneficiaries are youths, widows and persons with disabilities.
380 farmers have basically benefited from this project. The project is also supporting aspects of gender. So we have roughly about 50% of all the beneficiaries are women.
And Abian Balengo 31, a youth beneficiary in Simulunga village, says from the 5 goats he received, his goats have increased to 64.
The Skrala project gave me 5 goats. The 5 goats started multiplying. In 2021, I managed to pass on 5 goats to another beneficiary. I have a total of 64 goats at the moment.
Meanwhile, Florence Mumbatasai of Manyamnyemu camp says she has bought a plow for cultivation from the goat value chain.
From the goats I received from Skrala project, I managed to buy a plow. It helps us as a family to use for cultivation so that we acquire food.
I managed to pay for packs this year under FISIP and bought seeds. I bought 40 kg of seeds from the proceeds after selling goats.
Reporting, Lawrence Kabutu in Kazungula.
KABWE'S Central lawmaker Mrs. Chrysosta Piri has urged the church and its congregants in KABWE Central constituency to seize opportunities which the government has created. Speaking when she attended the church service at Katondo 7th Day Main Church, the lawmaker told the congregants with various projects to apply for Constituency Development Fund (CDF). And speaking after the church service, Deacon Bernard Chomba thanked the New Dawn government and the Republican President Hakainde Hichilema for showing resilience in fostering unity and development in the country.
Mwonerekyo batina mubikako amano pali shimpia wa government bamletera kwali bako empowerment kwali ama community project mwali kwata amakani mwewe MP ta kwata amaka yako mpingula imwe kwa tifo mwalashi bonfyendalama imwe nga mwalemba kunona ba WDC benu mwaleta fipepa ku office kumyesu twalakonka kyo mufwaya mwebeni
tuli abansana ngashi pantungulushi ifyo shabe shasakamana especially pakupepa no kwafwa kuletitika abalanda ero na fimbi ifyo obuteko bule kwatukutila ndinesa seshingi sana pantunga kuluteko bule sakamana abantu ubuna bwena epobuyi kaitwa mnafe pakashitaka no kubomba kwa afyo obuteko bule kwatukubomba nefe ba MPB bali abaswangana kwenda okunoku kwesho okoseresha abantu no kweshefe abantu balingira okupalamina ku buteko kana butuka buteko.
Lumezi Town Council has approved and adopted a 40.1 million kwacha operational budget for the year 2023. In a statement, Lumezi Town Council Public Relations Officer Ivan Muyumbwa says this has been done in accordance with the Local Government Act No. 2 of 2019 and supplemented by the 2023 Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development Budget Preparation Guidelines. Mr. Muyumbwa says the 2023 budget of income and expenditure for the local authority has increased by 5% from the 38.2 million kwacha for 2022. It must be noted that the increment is as a result of the increased Constituency Development Fund from 25.7 million kwacha this year to 28.3 million kwacha in 2023. The local authority has also allocated 500,000 kwacha as part payment to liquidate debt it owes in statutory obligations and payment of terminal benefits. Meanwhile, government has maintained the local government equalization fund at 9.3 million kwacha, and 80% of this allocation supplements the council's recurrent expenditure, while 20% is for capital projects.
The Lumezi Town Council has approved a 40.1 million kwacha budget for the year 2023, and this particular budget is an increase from 38.2 million kwacha, which was allocated for this year 2022, and it must be noted that this particular increase to 40.1 million kwacha is as a result of the increased Constituency Development Fund, which we all know that was increased to 28.3 million kwacha for each constituency. And from the 40.1 million kwacha budget, the local authority intends to dismantle or offset some of the debt that it owes, and of course 500,000 kwacha has been allocated towards offsetting the debt or the areas that the local authority owes, and this is part payment to liquidate debt owed to institutions or for the statutory obligations, as well as the payment of terminal benefits for some of the employees or former employees. And from the 2023 Constituency Development Fund, we plan as a local authority to allocate 15,331,977 projects, and we also have 3,227,784 allocated for grants
We take our second and final break. We'll be back with international sports news after the break.
I can take her a break.
Yes, my dear.
I was thinking of getting you a Bugatti on your birthday.
Really?
I'm quiet. My name is Yana.
Don't worry, my dear. That's why there is insurance.
Insurance?
You heard me.
Not just any kind of insurance, but Savenda General Insurance, a company that offers superior customer service, highly professional and dedicated staff. We are not just any insurance company, but an insurance company that actually pays our claims. We cover, among others, fire, marine, aviation, engineering, agriculture, motor vehicle, and miscellaneous insurance. So, live life to the full, knowing that Savenda General Insurance has got you covered. Savenda General Insurance. Insurance excellence.
Good news, good news. The rains have started. You need to plan your future. Generational wealth is the way to go. has grafted avocado plants fruiting within 2 to 3 years for sale at only 90 kwacha each, and ordinary avocados at only 45 kwacha each. Contact us on 0979 753010 or 0962 965 883. We are open from 8 hours to 17 hours Monday to Friday at Healing Word Ministries International in Ibex Hill, opposite Hilltop Hospital.
In international news tonight, the Congolese army described the withdrawal of M23 rebels from a strategic town near the regional capital Goma as a decoy. According to the army, the rebels were strengthening their positions in other areas. In recent months, the M23 rebels have conquered vast areas in eastern Congo, advancing within a few dozen kilometers of Goma. On Friday, M23 rebels met representatives of a regional military force, East African Community Regional Force, to hand over control of a strategic town. According to the DRC Army, the rebels' intentions is now to occupy the territory west of Goma. The army also referred to clashes that broke out on Friday in Virunga National Park between the armed forces and the rebels. For more in international news, here are the highlights.
The Congolese army described the withdrawal of M23 rebels from a strategic town near the regional capital Goma as a decoy. The army added that the rebels were strengthening their positions in other areas. In recent months, the M23 rebels have conquered vast areas in eastern Congo, advancing within a few dozen kilometers of Goma. On Friday, M23 rebels met representatives of a regional military force to hand over control of a strategic town. According to the DRC Army, the rebels' intention is now to occupy the territory west of Goma. The army also referred to clashes that broke out on Friday in Virunga National Park between the armed forces and the rebels. The Democratic Republic of Congo has repeatedly accused Rwanda of supporting the M23 rebel movement, allegations denied by the neighboring country. A report by independent experts working for the UN Security Council refers to Rwanda's alleged support for the M23 rebel movement. Displaced children in eastern DRC celebrated Christmas at an internally displaced camp 8 kilometers from Goma, the regional capital of North Kivu province. Children and families were forced to flee due to fighting between government forces and the M23 rebels. In our villages, our children used to celebrate Christmas properly, but now I was beginning to wonder how we were going to do it as we had fled the war. By the grace of God, there are benefactors who thought of us and came with something to make us smile again. So Christmas went well, and I thank God very much. We want the new year to start with good things. Let the enemies leave our villages in Kibumba and let us leave this IDP camp. A local organization welcomed the children to the camp with a meal, gifts and music. On Friday, the M23 rebels met with the regional military force to hand over a strategic position near Goma. We have all been victims of what is happening here in the East, but one of the things we can do is to show that love, that generosity, that compassion and that solidarity with each other, that we don't just celebrate in the comfort of our homes, but that we realize that we can show gifts, a smile, and give these children the opportunity to realize also that Christmas is a time of celebration for all. In recent months, the M23 rebels, a former rebellion of Tutsi Congolese, supported by Rwanda and Uganda, have seized vast territories in eastern DRC. In Kenya, the recent discovery of old baobab trees being uprooted and prepared for export caused a public outcry. The tree, native to Africa, is commonly found in sub-Saharan Africa, particularly in dry areas. Scientists believe the ancient species plays a role in fighting climate change.
If we look at the composition of the baobab tree itself, it is a tree that is able to store large volumes of water. It is able to survive in the different environmental conditions, and baobab has been, by research, has been identified as the best tree that can be able to help in combating the effects of climate change.
But despite its environmental benefits, some farmers feel they can take up too much space in their small farms and don't generate an income. In the old days, the baobab tree was very important culturally to us. This is not the case nowadays. It also occupies too much space in our small farms in which we plant maize and vegetables. That is why we have chopped the trees down or have planted our crops far away from where the trees are. Recently, the fruit produced by the baobab tree gained international recognition as a superfood, a trend that may encourage farmers to preserve their trees and sell the fruits. Some believe the baobab fruit can be used as a nutritional supplement, particularly in periods of drought.
Due to climate change variations and less rainfalls, subsistence farming is increasingly failing. Baobab fruit can be used as a nutritional supplement for our traditional foods. This is because it is very rich in vitamin C, very rich in magnesium and potassium, and also fiber, which makes it a good supplement to replace our traditional foods during periods of drought.
Under Kenya law, the baobab tree is not a protected tree species, but permission is required to uproot them.
We now have some sports news. In sports news tonight, Tottenham manager Antonio Conte has suggested he will only select players who were not involved in the World Cup for his side's Boxing Day match at Brentford. The Premier League resumes on Monday, just 8 days after the World Cup final in Qatar. Conte has already said his players who were involved in the final, Francis Hugo Lloris and Argentina's Cristian Romero, will not face the Bees. Rodrigo Betancourt will miss Monday's lunchtime kickoff due to suspension, but also has been nursing a minor hamstring injury. The same injury will sideline Richarlison for a month. He picked it up by playing for Brazil in Qatar, and Lucas Moura's problem with his tendon continues. To end Camnet television news, the top stories once again. Criminals terrorize KABWE'S High Ridge residential area. The Human Rights Commission hails President Hakainde Hichilema for repealing retrogressive laws. Government re-echoes its commitment to address the health infrastructure challenge. In international news, DRC forces describe M23 withdrawal as a decoy. And in sports news, Spurs boss Conte may rest all his World Cup stars. Our Camnet verse of the day is coming from Isaiah 9, verse 6. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, and Prince of Peace. Thank you once again for watching Camnet Television News. Once again, Merry Christmas to you all. My name is Jeffrey Ziambo. Good night.